Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear students, this is Muhammad Irshad, faculty member, Department of Arabic, Government Degree College, Pulwama. As you all know, we have been preparing e-content for various institutes. We prepare in e-content, we prepare audiovisual material for students, and we have already prepared and finalized this audiovisual material and e-content for various semesters. And currently, we are preparing this material for sixth semester. And in sixth semester, there are various courses like skill enhancement course and generic elective course, and then you have discipline specific course. And I have been assigned to the assignment. I have been assigned to prepare e-content for first unit of generic elective, sixth semester. Generic elective, as you all know, it's an open choice for undergraduate students. So the students who opt for this subject are of different backgrounds. Some are from sciences. So that's why the standard of this generic elective at fifth and sixth semester is just elementary in nature. The standard of this fifth and sixth semester is just equal to the standard of first semester Arabic core. So in this first unit of sixth semester generic elective, the main topics that you have to learn are: number one, parts of speech in Arabic. We can also say word and its kinds, and in Arabic we call them الكلمة وأقسامها, or we can say أقسام الكلام. Then the second topic is nominal sentences, الجملة الاسمية. Then you have the third topic, and that's use of singular, dual, and plural nouns in nominal sentences. So these are the three topics that you have to, inshallah, learn in this unit. And so today we are going to start the first topic, and the topic is الكلمة وأقسامها, word and its kinds, or you can also say parts of speech in Arabic. So before touching this topic in detail, let's first focus on this word, this kalima. What actually a kalima is? Commonly we translate kalima in English by word, but this is not the exact translation, because the kalima in Arabic is a broader term and it has so many meanings. Sometimes we use kalima for a complete sentence. In Quran there are many verses that where we see the kalima has been used like a full sentence. But in grammatical terminology we mean a word by a kalima. So kalima is a word, but what word? Which represents a meaningful utterance. So when we utter a word, it gives some meaning. Or we can say it's an arrangement of letters with specific connotation. We arrange the letters in a manner that it gives a meaning. It gives a meaning. So suppose if I say kitabun. Kitab is an arrangement of ka, ta, alif, ba. Then it gives a connotation. Something comes in our mind when we say kitab. While contrarily, if we will just break its arrangement, we can say kitab, we'll bring first alif, aktab. So there is a misarrangement of these letters, then it will not give any meaning. So what actually now the كلمة is? كلمة في اصطلاح الكلمة في اصطلاح النحويين هي اللفظة الدالة على معنى. It's the same what I have told you. According to grammaticians, kalima is a word which represents some meaning. So this is kalima. Now you have to understand and you have to know the types of Arabic word. Kalima, as I told you, it gives some meaning. We can utter a noun. Suppose I say kitabun. I can also say he is working. Huwa ya'mal. So now it's a verb, but it gave a meaning. Ala, I can say ala means on. It has a slight connotation. So these all are the forms of a kalam or kalima. So there are three main types of word in Arabic. You can also say there are three parts of speech in Arabic. And number one is ism. Ism simply means name. And in this category, in ism category, you have nouns. In Arabic, I'm talking about Arabic. You have nouns, You have pronouns, you have adjectives, you have adverbs of place, zuruf, we call them in Arabic. Then adverbs of place and time, zarf zaman wa zarf makan. So this is the first kind of a kalam or kalima in Arabic, and that is ism. Second type of Arabic word is فعل, and in English we call it verbs, past, present, and future. In fail category, there are three tenses: past, present, future. And command is also an imperative verb. In Arabic, fail is classified often or commonly in three categories. Number one is fail mazin, means past tense; fail muzari in present and future; fail amrin means imperative verb. So these are three kinds of verb in Arabic. So this is the second type of kalima, and that's fail. First kind is ism, second kind is fail. And what is the main difference between an ism and fail? The main, and you have to remember this point, and this is the most important point that really makes some distinction between an ism and a fail. In ism we don't find any tense, and in fail we find a tense, we find some in a period mentioned. So that's why this is the main distinction between the ism and fail. Because when I say kataba, he wrote, so there is tense present, time exists, and that's past. And in noun, suppose if you say waladun, boy, so there's no tense at all. Then third category is harf. Harf means particle, you can also say preposition, and in this category all prepositions are harf. Conjunctions are also huruf. Conditional particles, shurut, we can say adavat shart, conditional particles, and some interrogative particles, and adawatul istifham, we call them in Arabic. So these are all kinds of harf. Now first we will jump towards ism. What ism is? Ism means noun and its plural is asma. This is the first kind of kalima. So ism is a word that only gives a meaning. The meaning can be something physical, live or not alive, or something mental, abstract. Some examples are, suppose I say Shamsun. Shamsun means sun, a sun. So this is the meaning. But this is a physical meaning. This is a physical meaning because we see before our eyes sun shining. We have Khalidun. Khalidun means Khalid, it's a name. But when I say Khalid, it's a person who exists physically. So that's why there are two types of these nouns in Arabic, and one is physical and one is abstract. We call it mental as well. So Shams, Khalid, these are physical nouns. We can feel, we can see. Then we have another noun like ilmun. Ilmun means knowledge. Dhakaun means intelligence. Knowledge and intelligence, we only can think of such of a noun, but we cannot touch it. So we cannot touch this kind of noun. So but in Arabic, though in English we call it a separate abstract noun, but in Arabic we mainly categorize it into two categories. Noun we categorize into two categories. Number one is physical, whether live or dead, and then mental, and that's abstract. And I gave you two examples. Shams is a physical name, ilm is an abstract name. So these are two kinds of nouns in Arabic, and same is written in Arabic as well. You see, al ismu lafzun yadullu ala ma'na fi nafsihi, yadullu ala ma'na fi nafsihi, which gives some meaning in itself, غير مقترن بزمن, and which is not related, and that meaning is not related to any period, any time period, any tense. وهو نوعان, and it has two kinds. Number one, al-alif, ما دل على ذات, which denotes some existence. مثل, for example, جبل, mountain. حائط means a wall. رجل means a man. And the second type is ما دل على معنى, which represents only meaning, and that's abstract. مثل الصوم, for example, fasting, and nur, light, al-huda, guidance. So these are all abstract nouns. So these are the two main kinds of nouns. Now there are some important points that you have to remember with regard to nouns. And number one is there is no tense in a noun, which makes it different from other parts of speech. I have already told you that in noun there is no tense. When I say waladun means a boy, there is no mention of time, no mention of tense. So this is the one quality of a noun, that there is no tense at all. And second is, in Arabic, noun is classified in many ways. This is the important point, that in Arabic, noun is classified in many ways. For example, in terms of definiteness and indefiniteness, whether a noun is ma'rifa or nakra. And for a definite noun, we call ma'rifa in Arabic, and indefinite we call nakra. So these are the two main types of noun, but in terms of definiteness and indefiniteness. So this is the one category, this is the one way of classifying this noun. But nouns also classified in terms of gender as well, because a noun can be either a masculine or a feminine, al-mudhakkar wal-mu'annas, and this is a separate debate in grammar. Though it's not, I will not, make a detailed discussion on this. Inshallah, in future we will study this in detail. And this is the second way of classifying noun. So first we classify noun in terms of definite and indefiniteness. Second, we classify a noun in terms of gender, whether it's masculine or feminine. And third way, we can classify Arabic noun in terms of number. Arabic nouns can be classified into three categories in terms of number only. So in number, we further subdivide a noun into three categories. And number one is singular, al-mufrad. Second is dual, al-muthanna. Third is plural, and that's jama in Arabic. In other languages, like in English, we say singular and plural. We just add sometimes s, not always. Books, we added only s and it became a plural. But it's not always the case in English. There are some other ways of making plural. Suppose for man, we make plural by turning a into e, we say men. But commonly we add only s. But for dual, too, we don't have any separate balance in English. There's only singular and plural. The same is the case in Urdu. In Urdu, we say al-wahid wal-jama. Wahid jama. Wahid, singular and plural. But in Arabic, you have to remember that for two things, persons, place, you have a separate balance. You have a separate methodology of making a noun dual, turning a singular noun into dual. There's a methodology, there's some ruling, and that's we add alif and noon in nominative case and ya and noon in accusative and genitive case. So suppose if I say kitabun, its dual is kitaban. I added alif and noon and it became dual. This is not the case in English. Two books, we just add s, it become plural. So more than one is plural in English. More than one is plural in Urdu as well. We call it jama. But in Arabic, more than one is two. But more than two is a plural. Not more than one, but more than two. For two, there is a separate ruling. So there is, as I told you, there is a grammatical methodology. We add alif and noon at the last of a noun, it becomes a musanna dual. So Arabic in terms of number are classified in three categories. Number one is singular, number two is dual, and number three is plural. And plural is also a detailed discussion, a detailed topic in Arabic grammar. We'll inshallah read it in the subsequent lectures, because jama has also many kinds. So we'll not discuss this here because this is not the topic right now. So I told you that overall that noun is classified many ways. Number one, suppose definite and indefiniteness. Number two, in terms of gender, whether it's masculine or feminine. Number third, in terms of number, whether it's singular, plural, singular, dual, or plural. Now, what are the signs of Arabic noun? There are some signs by which you can identify that this is a noun. This is not a verb. This is not a preposition. And what are those signs? Number one is that it accepts, an Arabic noun accepts nunation. Nunation means tanween. You can never find a tanween on a verb or a preposition in Arabic. So suppose there are some examples. Ja'a Zaidun, you see here. Ja'a Zaidun. Zaidun, there is a tanween, you see? It's tanween. So we saw tanween on Zaid, it means it's a noun. Then wa means and. Ra'aytu Zaid, I saw Zaid. We again saw tanweenul fatha, and on the Zaid. So this is also a noun. وَسَلَّمْتُ عَلَى زَيْدٍ. Then you see Zaidin is majroor and there is also tanween. There are three types of tanween in all these sentences. Tanweenul dhamma, then we have tanweenul fatha, then we have tanweenul kasra, because there are three types of tanween in Arabic: tanweenul dhamma, tanweenul fatha, tanweenul kasra. So but all are tanween. So this is the first sign of a noun that we find tanween on it. Tanween means that this noun is a this word, this kalima is a noun. Now second sign is that it accepts declension by a particle or a possessor. It means that when we I mean use any preposition, inflecting preposition, harf jar suppose, or any or muzaf on this noun, then what happens? It accepts declination. Its last sound changes. Its last sound changes. Its i'rab, its case changes. Now we have some examples. You see here. Sallamtu ala Zaidin. Sallamtu ala Zaidin. Sallamtu ala Zaidin. You see, I used preposition ala. This was basically Zaidun, but when I used ala, it became Zaidin. So this preposition inflects this noun. So this noun Zaidun, it accepts declension by this preposition ala. So this is also a sign of a kalima being a noun, ism, because ism accepts declension. In Urdu we call ispe amil ne amal ki. Then we have hada kitabu Zaidin. Hada kitabu. Kitabu Zaidin is the possessive phrase. Kitab is mudaf, Zaidin is mudaf ilay. Kitab is possessor and Kitabu Zaidin. Kitab is a noun which we related towards Zaid. Zaid is a possessor of kitab. So kitab is possessed. Now you see, when I used this mudaf possessor on this noun, it accepts declension. It became majroor because of this mudaf. Here it became majroor because of this harf jar, genitive preposition. And in Arabic, that's why we call dukhulu harf jarin wa mudaf. It's possible to use a genitive preposition, genitive particle, or mudaf possessor on a noun. So it's also a sign of being a kalima, a noun. So a kalima, we can identify that whether it's a noun, verb, or preposition. When we see that this noun accepts declension, it means it's a noun. When this kalima accepts declension, it means it is a noun. Then third, accepts fixation of words of proclamation. It accepts adawatul nida. So we do not use adawatul nida, words of we can say words of proclamation on verbs. We are not using words of proclamation on verbs. Words of proclamation or adawatul nida we always use on nouns. If I have to call somebody, the person whom I am calling might be a noun. It's not possible that he will be a verb. So that's why Ya Hamidu, Ya Zaid O Zaid, Ya Talib al Ilmi O the student. Talib al Ilmi means one who seeks knowledge. So I use it Ya. This is the word of proclamation, Ya and Ya. So it's also a sign of being a kalima noun. I identified Zaid that this is a noun because I used Ya on it, because it accepts Ya. Ya talib al ilm, I know that talib is a noun because ya is suffixed to it. So when we suffix harf nida, word of proclamation on a noun, it means on a kalima, that it means that kalima is a noun. Then fourth point is accepts definite article alif lam. We use alif lam definite article. Alif lam is just equal to alif da in English. So when we use alif lam on a noun, it means that on a kalima, it means that kalima, that word is a noun, because we do not use alif and lam on a verb or on a preposition. So this is the fourth sign of a kalima being a noun. Then we have fifth, a verb is related to it. We can relate a verb towards a noun. If we saw a verb relating to a word or kalima, we can say that's kalima, this word is a noun. Suppose here, qama zaidun, Zaid stood up. Zaid, so standing is related to Zaid. So when we relate a verb towards a noun, it towards a kalima, a word, it means that word is a noun. So Zaid is a noun. Why? Because comma is related to it. So this was the first kind of kalima, word, Arabic word. Now the second type is fail. We have given some initial information about fail as well. Fail means verb, its plural is af'al, means many verbs. So what is fail? It's a word that gives meaning and a specific or particular time when the meaning took place. So it gives some meaning. It's because it's a kind of kalima. Kalima gives some meaning, but it gives this meaning towards, it relates the meaning towards a particular tense, a particular time. You understand? For example, daraba, he hit. Qatala, he killed. Read. Zaraba, qara'a, he read. So these are all verbs, and we find some action in these verbs. Suppose when I say daraba, he hit, it has two indications. The meaning of hitting, number one, so there's some meaning. Number two, the particular time when it occurred, which is the past. He hit, it means he hit in the past. If I say yazribu, he is hitting, it has also two indications. One is hitting, number two, the time, the particular time is present tense. Yazribu, he is hitting, so there's a time and that's present tense. So this is the main distinction of a verb, and that's time, period of time. So verb is an action that represents some action related to any of the three tenses, present, past, and future. I repeat, verb is an action that represents some action, some meaning, that represents some meaning related to any of the three tenses, either present or past or future. Now, there are also some signs of a verb. A verb has also signs, as we saw, signs on a noun. There are separate signs for noun, and similarly there are signs of a kalima being a verb. So first is letter ta. This ta, it's called ta al mutaharrika. Mutaharrika. At last there is a harka at last. You see, darabat, we saw this ta here in this verb at last. Zarabat Fatima. Fatima hit. So zarabat, this ta indicates that this is a verb. Okay, because this is ta as-sakina. This is not ta mutaharika, sorry. This is ta sakina. It's also a sign of a verb fail. Zarabat Fatimatu wa katabat wa fahimat. Actually, this example here is for this second sign. There's some typical mistake, you see. Letter ta mutaharrik at last. Hazartu, this is ta mutaharrik. These example are for first sign. Katabta, ta is mutaharrik at the last. Fahimti, ta is mutaharrik at the last. Hazartu means I appeared. Katabta means you wrote. Fahimti means you female understood. So you saw in these three verbs hazartu, katabta, wa fahimti, that there is ta mutaharika in all the three verbs. In first verb you have ta mutaharika because there is a harka and that is zumma. Then we have katabta, it's also we find ta at the last and that ta is mutaharrik and there is a fatha. Then we have fahimti, ta is also this verb is also mutaharrik at the end because last letter is mutaharrik and we find kasra on ta. So this is a sign of a kalima being a verb. We can never say that this is a noun. So this is a verb. And that this is ta mutaharrik. Then the second sign is ta as-sakina. Ta as-sakina is the second sign. And the example is here. I told you that this is some atypical mistake. Zarabat Fatimatu wa katabat wa fahimat. Zarabat Fatimatu wa katabat wa fahimat. You see in all these verbs we find at the last ta sakina. This is a ta and there is sukun on it. Ta sakin. Katabat. Zarabat Fatima hit wa katabat and wrote wa fahimat and understood. Wa katabat we again see ta sakina. Wa fahimat ta sakina azan. So in all these three verbs we find ta sakina. This is also a sign of a kalima being a verb. Now there are kinds of verbs as I told you in the beginning. In Arabic, verb has three kinds: past, present and imperative. Why there might be some confusion in your mind when I say there are only three kinds: past, present and imperative. Then where is the future? This is something confusing. Actually, the fi'l mudari, this present, which we use, the verb we use in present is also used for future. Now, contextually, we understand when it is used present and when it is used for future. But commonly, we use present tense, fi'l mudari in Arabic for present or current meaning. And for future, we have some other rules to make a present tense particular or specific for future. We add seen or sofa on it. We suffix seen or sofa on it. Suppose when I say yazribu, yazribu is a past, is a present tense. Fi'l mudari. He is yazribu, he is beating. When I use this for present, I say yazribu. But when I want to use this for future, I can say sayazribu. He will beat. Or I can say sofa yazribu. Soon he will beat. So for making a present tense specific for future, we add seen or sofa on it. So that's why there is not a separate kind in Arabic verb for future. So past means past fi'l madin, present fi'l mudari, and imperative means fi'l amrin. Imperative means where there is command. Now see, first we will learn past verb, al fi'lul mazi. Fi'l mazi or past verb denotes an action in the past. When I say hazara, he appeared. Kataba, he wrote. Fahima, he understood. The meaning in all the three verbs is of past, means the action is already done. Then we have present verb. present الفعل المضارع denotes occurrence of an action in the present حاضر or future مستقبل, and it must start with one of the four letters used for present tense. Alif, ta, ya, noon. Alif, ta, ya, noon. These are called أحرف المضارع, prepositions of مضارع. So we use these four in a ماضي and it becomes مضارع. So first I told you that in Arabic verb is divided into three kinds. Number one is present, number one is past, and past means which denotes action in the past period. Suppose hazara kataba fahma. Then we have present. فعل مضارع denotes occurrence of an action in the present or future. I told you for future we add seen, but sometimes without adding seen it gives the meaning of future as well. It depends upon the context. And then I told you that it must start with harf al-muzari, and these are four. Huruf al-muzari are four. Number one is alif, ta, number two is ta, number three is ya, and number fourth is noon. So there must be any of these four letters in the beginning of a verb, then it is a fail present tense, it's fail muzari. Then we have the third kind, and that's imperative verb, fi'lu amrin. Fi'lu amr we also. It denotes an action that takes place in future, but there is command. It denotes action that takes place in future. Suppose if I say you go, it means I am demanding from you to go in future. You will go in future. Suppose if I command you, suppose open the door. I give you some command saying open the door. So I am demanding your action in future. So that's why there is future tense in fi'l amr in imperative verb. Now we have third type of this preposition. Now a third type of this kalima, and that is preposition. And in Arabic for preposition or for particle we say harf, and its plural is huruf, and sometimes al-ahruf as well. So what is harf now? It's a word that the indication of verbs or nouns does not fit upon. It does not show its meaning by itself, but its meaning is brought out by way of another word. The meaning is not clear when we use it separately, but when the word is added to another noun, then it gives some meaning. So preposition, in short, we can say that this is the third kind of a kalima, but we do not understand clear meaning of this preposition, this harf, unless and until we add it, we relate it towards another noun. Suppose if I say mean means from, so there is not a particular, we don't understand anything clear out of it. But when I add it to another noun, when I suffix it on a noun, suppose al-bayt means home or house, and I added harf jar min on this noun, I say min al-bayt. Suppose here is an example, min al-bayti. Now it pinpoints the meaning of min. Min al-bayt means from the house. Before it was from, there was no meaning, clear meaning. But when I say min al-bayti, it means from house. Now it gives some sense, some meaning. So this is called harf. Harf has so many kinds in Arabic as well, and most commonly we use huruf al-jar, genitive prepositions. Huruf al-jar are those prepositions, those huruf which we when use them on a noun or before a noun, it does some action on that noun. It changes the last sound of that noun. Suppose if I say kitabun, there is a tanween at the last, kitabun, and it's a nominative case. When I add any genitive preposition, harf jar, suppose fi, and I say fi kitabin, in book, fil kitab, in the book. So this fi, number one, it added some meaning in the book. In. It gives the meaning of in. Number two, what it did, fil kitabi. It was al kitabu before adding this mean. When I say min al kitabi, so what happened? Number one, some meaning, it added some meaning. Number two, it changed the last vowel sound. Because I said instead of al kitabu, it became al kitabi now. It changed its case. It was in nominative case, now it is in genitive case. So the preposition harf al-jar is a single letter or a word that comes before the noun. Now see, there are so many huruf al-jar, and there is a bite, a stanza, or commonly being memorized by these students of Arabic language. Bao tao kafu munzo wow munzo muskhala. Bao tao kafu bao tao wow kafu wow munzo muskhala. P and ala. I don't remember exactly this proverb right now, but 16 are commonly used genitive prepositions. ربها شامن أدا في أن ألا حتى إلى. So this was the second stanza. And these prepositions, genitive prepositions, all have the same action, because when we use them on a noun, it changes its case. It converts a noun into a genitive case. So suppose here is la, li. These are prepositions. An is a preposition, be is preposition, min is fi. They have separate meaning. See, la, belonging, li, for, and, about, be, with, sometimes in meaning, min, from, fi, in, ala, on, upon, ila, towards. So there are some other prepositions as well, but they are leastly used in Arabic. They are not commonly used, or these were some of the commonly used genitive prepositions. And these letters or words help in formation of sentences by either connecting to nouns or connecting a verb to a noun. Suppose when they connect between the nouns, suppose there is an example, ar-rajulu fil masjidi. Ar-rajul is a noun, al-masjid is also a noun. So fi, we use it in between the two nouns, ar-rajulu fil masjid. So it connected these two nouns, ar-rajulu fil masjid. The man is in the masjid. Then we have type 2, it connects a verb to a noun. Suppose if I say dhahaba ila al-masjidi, dhahaba is a verb, al-masjid is a verb. Zahaba, and both are connected by ila. Dhahaba ila al-masjid, he went to masjid, he went to mosque. As zahabtu ila al-masjid, zahabtu, I went to a mosque, a masjid. So zahabtu is a verb, masjid is a verb. Zahabtu is a verb, masjid is a noun. So here what this preposition does, ila, it connected verb zahabtu ila masjid. So you see here, dhahaba is a verb, al masjid is a noun, ila connected the two. So in this way we have finished today, and we give you a general outline of this kalima wa aqsamuha, parts of speech in Arabic. And this was the first topic of this first unit of general elective 6th semester. And in the next lecture, inshallah, we shall learn about inshallah the nominal sentences. And I'm very thankful to you for your cooperation and listening, patient listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa